90% of DeFi investors are losing money right now. And if you're following the typical passive income strategies that you see online, you're most likely one of them. My name's Jake Call. I've been in the DeFi industry for 4 years now. I've lost nearly $100,000 in cryptocurrency and DeFi, but I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars through decentralized finance as well to combat that loss. I've personally worked with and consulted multiple DeFi institutions that invest their funds into stablecoin strategies as well as growth exposed assets. And of course, throughout my use of DeFi, I've averaged roughly an 80 to 100% APR on my portfolio at all times. With that being said, I want to dive right into today's video. A lot of us are probably using tools like VFAT, where we just dive into the yield section. We go over to something like USDC to Arrow or Ethereum to USDC, and we just head over here, put maybe a couple numbers like -3 +3, something like that. Maybe we put in Ethereum and USDC, and we turn on this automate rebalancing, and then boom, we're done. We open up the position just like that. But this is the absolute wrong way to do it. Number one, you're paying automation fees for rebalancing, but also for claiming any rewards or compounding those rewards. Number two, you have a lot of slippage because this does not optimize your swaps. And number three, you can have a shitload of divergence loss in these positions. So much to the point where VFAT actually tells you for better performance considering maintaining positions over 2K. Some of you guys might also just go over to Beefy Finance, go to this CLM section or select a network or exchange and let Beefy do the work for you. You just sit back, relax, let your money grow. But that is costing you money at the end of the day. The reason why is because there are fees with this. If you could do it and spend your time on it, you can see significantly higher returns. Number two, there's a ton of divergence loss, as I mentioned earlier, almost to the point where sometimes it's better to just hold in the market depending on the assets that you are actually holding in. Wouldn't you rather take a lower risk holding in the market than dive into a platform like Beefy or VFAT where you're taking higher risk by being in liquidity pools in specific, but you're getting a lower reward for it? It just doesn't make sense. Now, there's also probably a decent chunk of you guys that use the Metrics Finance tool, which is our proprietary software that we built. It's publicly available to you guys. But whenever you're searching through this tool, you get analysis paralysis, and you're like, hey, what do I put this APR at? What do I put this 24-hour fee to TVL ratio at? What pool should I filter by? And then you dive into the actual pool itself after going through hours and hours of discovery, and then you don't even know what to do once you get here. I'm here to tell you that it is not hard and it does not take a super long period of time, but you need to have the right philosophy and the right strategy in place. There are new market dynamics. There are institutional players coming on board the DeFi industry, executing trades on these decentralized exchanges, and some even providing liquidity. And of course, there is regulatory compliance that is upon us. In effort of being transparent, I want to show you two positions I'm currently in, one good, one bad. Even though they're both at a $4,400 profit roughly, this one is beating holding in the market. If I held in the market, I would have $927 less than being in this liquidity position. I'm profiting compared to holding the market by $927, simultaneously generating a 200% APR. Now, don't go just throw your capital at this because I'm in it, because I'm not going to share exactly when I exit this position and exactly where to enter this position. That's exactly how you become dependent. I want to teach you how you can become independent. And if you guys are interested in becoming independent in DeFi, breaking away from automations, managing your portfolio yourself, making the most out of your portfolio, and only trusting yourself with your capital, make sure to subscribe and watch out for my next videos, but also let me know down below in the comment section what videos you guys want to see next. This position over here is at a $4,000 profit, but at the same exact time, it is losing compared to holding in the market. Yes, I have $15,000 of capital over here, and I have $718 in earnings so far. But with that being said, I have more divergence loss than earnings. And if you guys are unfamiliar with the term divergence loss, I'm referring to impermanent loss as well. Those two things are the same thing, just different terms for it. If you take a look at that, I have $1,100 of divergence loss. And then when we add my $718 in income to that, I have a loss of $434 compared to holding in the market. And if you're using platforms like VFAT, just letting it rebalance constantly, or if you're using platforms like Beefy, letting it do its thing, or just any other automated platforms where you are not managing your own portfolio, a lot of the time, you're going to see negative numbers compared to holding the market. You might have more than what you started with, but you're still not at a profit compared to holding the market. So my question to you is, would you rather implement your own strategy, spend 3 to 5 hours per week managing it, earning APRs like this of 160% on your overall portfolio, or would you rather let Beefy or VFAT or any other automated tool do the work for you and risk not having performance like this? Now guys, with that being said, the other part of this is a lot of people are just strictly throwing all their money into DeFi positions and they are not investing into the actual cryptos themselves. Complete wrong way to do this. The reason why is because when you do have positions like this and they are at a loss compared to holding the the market, you want to make sure you have a buffer room. You want to make sure that you have a fallback plan. And that fallback plan to me is holding Aave token, in which I have $2,000 of Aave token, and I've accumulated all $2,000 of that Aave token through being in liquidity pools and just simply taking all my rewards and parking it in Aave token. So I got roughly $1,500 of total earnings that I collected. I claimed that $1,500 of earnings, put it in Aave token. I'm holding that. That's now worth $2,000, which is a $500 profit. Guess what? That $500 profit right there outweighs this 409 versus HODL number. So by targeting correlated pairs in my portfolio, not letting the automations do all the work for me, and of course building a fallback option through the liquidity pools themselves, I'm able to consistently generate over 100% APR. In this instance, currently doing about 160% APR, while simultaneously witnessing asset appreciation within my portfolio. And in this instance, being at a $6,800 gain just from the prices going up. And guys, with that being said, this APR right here, this is not fictional. This is not simulated. This APR is based on what I've actually earned and how long I've been in the position. In this instance, I've been in the position since November 25th. It's currently December 1st. That's 9 days. I've earned $1,100 in earnings, which means when you divide that by 9 days, and then you multiply that number by 365, it finds my yearly income based on what I've earned so far, and then it finds an APR. The majority of DeFi investors that are just following the typical strategies that they see online, they are investing into strategies, not into portfolios. Portfolios have strategies that balance each other out. For example, that Ethereum to Aave strategy. It is not just the single position itself, it's multiple Ethereum to Aave positions over time, but at the same exact time, it's taking the income from those positions and funneling it into Aave token, building that fallback option. Not only that, we're investing based on historical returns in previous positions that were actually opened, as opposed to just the simulated return over here on a website that shows 6,000% or 415%, which literally just changed as we were looking at it to 375%. Instead of looking at the past couple minutes of data, we are looking at the past couple weeks of data, if not the past couple months of data, to make sure that the returns are actually going to be accurate when we deploy our capital. So with that being said, in my next video, I'm going to be revealing the exact method that has allowed me to consistently generate 50 to 150% APR throughout my entire portfolio over the course of the 4 years that I've been in decentralized finance, as well as how to ensure that my assets have full growth potential while generating that consistent APR and actually keep me at a profit compared to holding in the market. So if you guys are interested in seeing that next video, make sure to drop a like on this video, but also subscribe and turn on notifications so that way you guys get notified whenever I post that next video within the coming days. And the last thing I want you guys to do is comment your biggest challenge in DeFi right below this video, so that way I can know how to better assist you on this channel. Guys, the window of opportunity is closing in DeFi. Now is the time to implement the right strategy. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.